Good evening, folks. Or good afternoon. I'm Chef Eddy Chacon, and this is Chef Maximo. Maximo been with me for a long time. Today we're going to do a video more educational than anything else. It's more about how much pride we take in what we do and how we stand for our sauces. Unfortunately, sometimes we cannot please the people. But what I'm gonna show you, when we talk about authentic Italian food, we're gonna do the 3 authentic Italian sauces, basic for pasta. So let me explain to you. You cannot make Italian food with American ingredients. You have to have Italian ingredients. So you have to find a company who provides to you what we use in the restaurant. So I have an Italian company who provides for me 98% of the product we use in the restaurant comes directly from Italy. So let's talk about sauces. Marinara sauce, pomodoro sauce, and spaghetti sauce. All 3 made from the same tomatoes, but it's made different and it's called different names. Some people make it at home. I don't buy my tomatoes at Food Lions. I don't buy my tomatoes in the grocery store. My tomatoes come directly from Italy. So let me explain something to you. I have it here. This tomato here is where we make our pomodoro, our marinara, or our spaghetti sauce. You have to understand, when you buy tomato, you have to buy the best quality tomato. And the only one in the market right now is 2, either Cento or San Marzano. But you have to make sure the San Marzano tomatoes come directly from Italy, not the ones from California. That's completely different flavor. This tomato is sweeter, has a lot of pulp, and that's good for any of the 3 sauces we're gonna do. Now, pomodoro sauce. Pomodoro means tomatoes. That's the whole name of the tomato. It's called pomodoro. But when you make a pomodoro sauce in the restaurant, we're gonna use these little beautiful cherry tomatoes or great tomatoes. Has to be nice and red. You see how red they are? They're good. See? These ones like this, if they are like this, do not use it for the sauce because they are not gonna make you good sauce. So now, let's start the whole thing. Max is gonna make the marinara, and I'm gonna start with the spaghetti and the tomatoes. So first we start with good quality olive oil. Very, very important. So, another mistake people make is to put the onions and the garlic at the same time. You have to put the onions first to start sweating the onions. So Max, divide these onions into a little bit there and a little bit here. Half and half. So we're gonna start cooking these onions. What we're doing here is sweating the onions without burning the onions. All right? It's slow. And right here, make sure that you need the sweetness of the onion to come out. So now, here, because we're doing a spaghetti, I want my spaghetti to be smooth. So I took the onion and I put it in the blender. So I'm gonna use some of this onion here and I'm gonna cook it first. So as you see, these onions, before they're getting brown, you're gonna season a little bit with salt and pepper. Keep one there for you. All right, you're gonna put a little salt and a little pepper. Now, you see the onions start getting that little color there? Max said the same. So right now, we're gonna add the garlic. Little bit that one and little bit this one. This one, they gotta cook a little longer. You gotta make sure you don't burn it. Soon as the garlic releases the aromas, like you're smelling it right now, Max, that is when you put your liquid. All right, Max, you're gonna put this one. And I'm gonna put this one. Yes. And this one is gonna go there. While right here, I'm gonna put my pomodorini or my grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, whatever you have. So, what I want you to look at it here, folks, we're making 3 different sauces. Basic marinara, basic spaghetti, and pomodoro sauce. 3 different sauces. So now, if you take this marinara sauce here he's making and add in ground veal, ground beef, ground sausage, now he turned into bolognese. All right? So, right here, I can take this one, this spaghetti sauce, and add a passato di pomodoro, where that's a tomato puree. I can turn that one into pizza sauce. So, the whole idea is, all right, Max, start seasoning, getting more salt, more pepper, more basil. I need you to chop some of that parsley. So right here, I need some of my parsley stems. You're not gonna eat it, but I need these ones here and the pomodoro. So now we're gonna add a little more salt, a little more pepper. Right now, what we're doing is the basic Italian sauces. You cannot make an authentic Italian sauce without having tomatoes coming in from Italy. Not the ones you buy in the grocery store for 99 cents. That don't work. Sometimes I cannot please everybody. I'm sorry. I'm Eddy and no cheeses. So, but when I say I make authentic Italian food, that's because we do. We don't play around. So sometimes it's hard to please everybody. Everybody got a different taste bud. And when you cook at home and what we cook in the restaurant, it's completely 2 different things. So now, you see the tomatoes? This one is the more easy sauce to make, but the ones that take a little longer. Somebody asked me the other day why we don't do Sunday gravy. Sunday gravy is completely different ball game. So Max, let's get, you have a couple spoons here somewhere? All right, now we're gonna start tasting. And like I say, nice and sweet. This is the good thing about San Marzano tomatoes. They are sweet. Now, if we want to make Fra Diablo sauce, we take our marinara sauce and we add a crushed red pepper. But now here, this is what I'm gonna do, folks. I got a little dry basil. We're gonna use dry and we're gonna use fresh. You put a little bit there. A little bit there. Some people put oregano. I don't. If I have Italian oregano, I will do it. But I don't have Italian oregano. So now we're gonna put a little bit crushed pepper to give it a little bite. Not too much. We don't make a Fra Diablo sauce. So what's gonna happen here? This is gonna be chunky. This is gonna be smooth, and this is gonna be a robustic sauce. So now let me find the ladle, because you see here, folks, in the old days, grandma or nonna used to cook the marinara sauce and tomato sauce for 18 hours, 12 hours. I don't know what the point is all about, because if the tomato has acidity, if that don't release that acidity in the first 20 minutes, it's not going to release the acidity in 3 hours of 18 hours. So, me personally, I cook it in mine for 45 minutes to an hour. You know, now you see this here. See how nice the tomatoes start breaking down. Look at how beautiful this thing is. So Max, we're gonna take a little bit basil now, and we're gonna put a little bit basil, break it down in each one. I always say use the fresh herb from the beginning, at the last minute. But in this case, we're making these two different. It's gonna be two different flavors. When you put the basil in the beginning, and when you put the basil in the end, has different flavor. So right here. So now what I'm gonna do, folks, I'm gonna take a little bit of my spaghetti sauce and add it to this one here to make my pomodoro. Now, folks, we're gonna concentrate on this one, because this one is almost ready. So this is what I'm gonna do with this. We're gonna smash the tomatoes a little bit. So now Max is gonna smash his a little bit. All right. And like I say, folks, this is 3 different flavor profiles, different consistency. So right here, if you see, tomatoes is 90% water. So what we're trying to do is take the water out of the tomato to make it to a sauce. Otherwise, you're gonna end up, sometimes you go to a restaurant, you see under the plate, under the pasta, it's nothing but water, but this is the reason. So let me add a little bit more spaghetti sauce to this one. And we're gonna add a little bit of 1 tablespoon of passato di pomodoro. This is not tomato paste, this is tomato puree. And again, buy good quality tomato puree. All right, folks, this one here, Maximo, get a little bit spaghetti, little bit penne, and get a little bit linguine, and three little balls like that. So right here, folks, So this one, I'm gonna check the flavor now. And we're gonna make sure this is what I needed. Unbelievable. Little bit more salt, pepper. Little pinch of more closer pepper. And this one is done, folks. Our pomodoro sauce is done. So now, now, this is what we're gonna do. This is a spaghetti sauce. So Max is gonna put in, Maximo, let's get a little fresh parsley in all of them. Get 3 frying pans. And this one here, I gotta find me I got it my pair of tans. So Maximo, make sure taste the Max and see how they are for you. Right here, folks. Look at how beautiful this thing is. You see how beautiful? So now, we're gonna add a little bit rough chopped parsley to all of us. And you see the color, how beautiful that color is? Check it out. So now we're gonna add a little more basil. I like to break my basil. All right. So this one is done too. You check this one, the flavor. Well, that it's no more salt. Okay. And this one is done, folks. So now that's done. This one is done here. Let me add a little more basil in this one. Taste that one and let me know, Maximo. So now we're gonna make a little, that done? We're gonna make 3 different pastas. We're gonna do linguine marinara. Start in the pan there. Start with olive oil in the pan, no onion, no garlic, just olive oil. Linguine marinara, spaghetti with tomato sauce, and penne with pomodoro sauce. So, okay, folks. We're not gonna add any liquid to anyone. No le ponga caldo de pollo ni nada. All right? So, right, Maximo, right here. I got one here. So now this is what we're gonna do. Linguine with marinara. Put the linguine right there. I put my penne there. And I'm gonna add in my beautiful pomodoro sauce. Okay? Yes. Which is that one, the spaghetti? Pass it to me here. And right here, we're gonna add our marinara. You're gonna see the difference between all three. You see how rustic and robust this dish is? Right? Velvety color. Let me get Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay. Clean up our counters. I hate to work with a dirty kitchen. So little Parmigiano right there, Max. Little bit that one. Little bit this one. And we're ready to play. All right. So and again, if you want to make a Fra Diablo sauce, you can add a crushed red pepper. The more you make it, yes, one here, that's the spaghetti, right? The more you add it to the dish, different names it's gonna get. Maximo here is playing the spaghetti with a tomato sauce. Here, this is the linguine marinara. And here is the penne with the pomodoro sauce. So, the basil to garnish, Max. Little bit Parmesan cheese. Not that much. If you have pecorino, you can put a little pecorino. So, right here, folks, linguine with marinara. If you see the difference in the sauce, this has little chunks, not many. This one is more smooth because that's a spaghetti with a classic tomato sauce. And this one here is more rustic and robust. You can see the tomatoes, you can see it's chunky, it's flavorful. So, come on, Max. Come here. So right here, folks, we showed you what authentic sauce is in Italian. Buy the very good ingredients, good quality tomatoes from Italy. Don't buy the tomatoes in the store for 99 cents. That's not gonna work. Buy authentic ingredients. So this is our sauces from our heart to you, folks. Thank you for coming to Alfresco's Kitchen, and I hope you learned something today. Thank you, folks.